Hi everyone, it's me, Carbundance. Welcome to my 365 days from eating disorder to recovery. Straight off starting with a maybe a little bit disturbing picture, but I actually took the screenshot 1 year ago because I had this kind of thrush on my tongue. Every morning, especially also before teeth brushing. I mean, I'm sorry if this is not so comfortable for you guys to see, but I found it important to include it here because I was thinking that, well, this is also what people like to say, this is my body getting rid of toxins and purging wastes, cellular waste and stuff. And I'm not so sure about that one now because, I was not well there, and I now know that it was not because I was not eating healthy enough. I mean, what I want to say is I don't know why I had this thrush, and it might have been candida, it might not have been candida, but I thought all kinds of things. That's what I want to say. I just, it just fueled and fed all of my fears, and I thought, well, okay, so now let's get rid of the toxins. This is working. As you guys can see, I was on the as raw as possible bandwagon, as they like to say, and I do love fruit, and it was never the case that I was eating stuff that I didn't like. I always felt like, wow, this is the thing that I would like to eat most. Also, who doesn't like a strawberry banana smoothie? Like, seriously. And I also or like this carob ice cream, it's really yummy. It tastes malty, but the thing is, I tried to replace cacao here because I was so intolerant and sensitive, hypersensitive to it. Cacao is much better than carob, and carob does not replace cacao. Cacao substitute cacao, I personally think, but this is really yummy still. Just tastes different, completely different from chocolate. So I just want you guys to know this, all of these foods I loved. It was not about that. It was because my eating disorder was not able to have anything else. So this is a screenshot from Freely. You can't eat obesity foods and expect to stay in shape. Okay, I have a lot of problems with that one because there is this notion that you're also going to see in these screenshots. It says, it basically talks about that the blood sugar is regulated very sensitively in the body, and yes, that is true, and that has an impact on how well you feel, on your wellness, on your health. Fair enough, but this whole notion that you have to eat the most natural foods and nothing else in order for your blood sugar and your health to be in order and in optimum, and they say it's a very finely tuned hormone system, and anything which regulates the blood sugar level. And if anything comes in that's not the most natural form of a food, then that will just kind of throw everything off. Like they say here, this hormone system of this but this hormone system is not actually fine-tuned to the modern, unnatural diet and nutrition of the 21st century. And it cannot deal with that. And I wholeheartedly disagree. I know that this is thrown around a lot, like our human species has not developed and developed with the changes of the last century. And they say the industry and the processed foods actually bullshit the body, and that's how everyone gets unhealthy. And I think we are very well able to adapt also to the modern foods, right? Like you do not have to eat only whole foods. We are adapted to processed foods. Okay, it's different. We're different animals from all of the others. How do you know you're not eating enough? Starting with the obvious, you are hungry all the time. I mean, yes, but there's also people, like some of you guys say, you're not hungry, and we'll get to that. You lack energy. Most things feel like an effort. think about, like, are you having a libido, or are you feeling like, well, this is more of an effort, I don't want to. You always feel cold, your hands and feet are cold to touch. Yeah, it was the case with me as well. Now sometimes my hands are so warm, it's like crazy. You're constipated, your digestion feels sluggish and you suffer from bloating. Your hormones have gone haywire. No period, irregular period, thyroid conditions, etc. My thyroid at some point was really low, and but it was secondary hypothyroidism because of undereating. You don't feel hungry. You get full easy, or you cannot eat all day and then you're very hungry in the night. Your soul knows when it's time to close a chapter. I love this so much because listen to what your soul says, and it 100% applies to recovery. Feel shit and do it anyway. Recovered you is the light at the end of this tunnel. I mean, yeah, that's basically the motto that I had in my real recovery. Feel shit and do it anyway. Do not expect things to feel good, okay? The less good they feel, the more right they are. You're gonna have to eat every day of your life. It's in your best interest to have a good relationship with food. I love this because it's just so on point. If you think working on your relationship with food is a waste of your time, think again. Having an awful relationship with food is the biggest waste of your life. 100%. Nothing more needed to be said. Okay, so I got a comment from Pseudonym on my German channel. She says, my problem is that I barely have any appetite, and I also don't have any extreme hunger, because I always eat regularly with all of the macronutrients in one meal. Okay, so the first thing I have to say here, well, so it might be surprising, but maybe that's just why you don't eat enough, or you don't have an appetite. I mean, there is such a thing as being too obsessive and too manipulative with how you arrange your meals. Like for example, and it's all the craze in the whole health and intuitive eating kind of community. Combining all of the macros in one meal, and like kind of in every meal, and it's like, also Abby Sharp likes to call it the hunger crushing combo, and it's very unnatural to do that. Like in nature we would easily also just eat a fruit meal, or just eat a coconut meal, like aka a lot of fat, or just anything, just very simple, just not even thinking about it at all. Just if it appeals to us, it appeals to us. And it's not natural, and it is in fact very unnatural and very obsessive and very compulsive to always create your meals in a balanced macro ratio kind of way. And that's just something I would recommend you to think about, because that was also something that I was dealing with, and it helped me to stop that and to actually eat more processed, eat regardless of what kind of macros I have in this meal or snack or whatever. And that helped me to have more appetite, and to actually fine-tune more with my body, because it kind of just took out this whole thinking and overthinking and overanalyzing and manipulation around meals and eating, and like it basically took my brain out of the whole process of eating, because eating, the most natural way of eating, is pretty mindless, to be honest. And the whole mindful eating movement doesn't really help people with restrictive eating disorders. It even actually hinders them from recovering, because we have to learn to be mindless about eating and around eating. She further says, that's why I honestly don't really know what I could do to gain weight and to, I guess, progress mentally. Well, there you have it. I guess that's the tips I would give to you. If that doesn't help, and if you don't feel that's kind of the a way that might make it easier for you, or you've tried it already or whatever, let me know in the comments, because I am happy to give more tips to that if you feel like you need it. Let me know, and also give this a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't yet. Don't forget that Mondays are live stream Mondays, and be there to get your questions answered instantly. And I will see you tomorrow.